Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief keeps you informed about what's happening in Annapolis, Anne Arundel County, and Maryland. Local news, local sports, local events, local opinion, and, of course, local weather. Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief starts now.
Good morning. It's Tuesday, June 14th, 2022. This is John Frenaye, and this is your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief. Yesterday, I said if I was motivated, I'd get that bonus pot out, and darn it all, I did it. Make sure you listen to that one with Chef of the Year Gregory James from the Inn at Perry Cabin. That was a lot of fun. We also spoke to Annapolis Irish Fest people yesterday morning, very early, I might add, and we'll soon have some freebies and a discount code to the Irish Festival, so you want to stay tuned for that and put July 16th on your calendar. All right, let's get into the news, shall we? The Annapolis Fire Department has said that careless smoking was the cause of a fire that caused significant damages to Sailor Oyster Bar last week. More specifically, they said, quote, improperly discarded smoking materials. They still do not have a damage estimate, but there are a ton of fundraisers for employees. Now, Scott, the owner, has directed that all funds should go to his employees while they rebuild, and you can find out all the official ones on the Sailor Oyster Bar Facebook page. I hopped over to Heroes and bought some of the raffle tickets to support them, and they also partnered with Black Anchor and Matt Reese for some special t-shirts, very similar to the ones we had when all of the restaurants were closed during the pandemic. So you want to head on over to Heroes Facebook page and support Sailor Oyster Bar through them. And a huge bonus, to me at least anyhow, is that the t-shirts are made here locally in Annapolis and not from some offshore company that's just printing one at a time. Let's talk about some police news. Actually, it's a lot of police news. 2 men were shot in Annapolis on Saturday morning. At about 2:30 a.m., 2 men arrived at AACC with gunshot wounds, one to the arm, a graze wound, they say, and the other to the chest. Both were flown to shock trauma. The Annapolis police said it was likely the result of an attempted robbery on Melrob Court when the 2 victims were approached by 2 suspects, each brandishing guns. About 3 hours later, shots rang out in the Harbour House community in Eastport as well. There were no victims, but there was damage to an apartment building, and police did get a description of the vehicle that fled the scene, and they did find it in the Robinwood community, still occupied by 3 individuals. 2 of them were arrested, and a 9mm handgun was recovered. Up in Pasadena, the Anne Arundel County Police are investigating a robbery and assault of a juvenile by a gang of 12 other juveniles. It happened in the 8400 block of Fort Smallwood Road on Saturday night just before 9 p.m. They punched the victim from behind, stole his cell phone, bicycle, and shoes. Now, this is a pretty busy area, and police are asking for anyone that may know something to give them a call at 410-222-4700. And just some more updates on the mayor's nearly deputized boat. The Office of Law finally did respond to our inquiry. Actually, the inquiry was to the harbor master, but the Office of Law responded. And it seems that the mayor was indeed issued a $100 citation for docking his boat that is too large and has too much horsepower at the dinghy dock located at the end of his neighborhood street. That was back on May 18th. Subsequent to that, his legislation was created and introduced, which will indeed allow him to dock his boat pretty much there or anywhere without any kind of citations. The mayor did pay the fine on June 3rd. The next council meeting on June 27th will be the second reader, which will solicit public opinion and testimony on the legislation, and it's quite possible that the city council may waive the rules and put it up for a vote the same night. Now, I've been in touch with a few of the aldermen and women, and several of them feel that this legislation is of little consequence, and I'm not quite sure I understand that. And as we begin to wrap it up, and this is so awesome, and it comes from Crosby Marketing and Communications in West Annapolis. They got together with AACC and put together a $100,000 scholarship program for underrepresented students to pursue degrees and future careers in advertising and public relations. Each year, they're going to give 4 scholarships, which is cool enough, but at the end of the 2 years, they will receive a paid summer internship at Crosby. The first enrollee will be this fall, and if you are interested, aacc.edu/Crosby Marketing Scholars Program. And there are dashes in between Crosby Marketing Scholars and Program. And finally, it is Ticket Tuesday from Rams Head OnStage. Jim Brickman on the 19th. That's Sunday. And I'm not sure if it's the 4 p.m. or the 7 p.m. show. I'm guessing the 7 p.m. one. But if you are a fan of piano, this is the show for you at Rams Head OnStage, again on June 19th. If you're up for it, they're great seats. All you need to do is reach out to me on Twitter or email and let me know that you want to go, and I might select you. If you won recently, again, as always, take a pass on this and let someone else have a chance, and make sure you check out all the other great shows coming up at ramsheadonstage.com. I saw where Jeffrey Osborne is coming pretty soon. But wait, you know what? That's not all, and I'm not sure how many I have just yet, but I'm going to give away 2 pairs of tickets to see Eastport A Rockin. Same deal. Tell me you want to go, and I might pick you. Now, Eastport A Rockin is on the 25th, and you want to make sure you check out the bonus pod we did with Jessica on the best little festival in Maryland. And Jess, if you're listening, you still owe me tickets and that discount code. Podcast news up this Saturday on the Local Business Spotlight. Rehab to perform. Next weekend, it's Muralize It. 2 great Argentinian women, and a bit later this week, maybe even today if I get motivated, that bonus pod with Liliac. All right, that's it. And a quick thank you to our sponsors for today's Daily News Brief, Solar Energy Services, Rehab to Perform, and the Kristi Neidhardt Team of Northrop Realty, a Long End Foster company. So now hang tight. We have George from DCMDVA Weather standing by with your locally forecast weather report. All that in just a bit.
Hello, energy consumers. This is Rick Peters, president of Solar Energy Services. Is all this talk of inflation making you uneasy? Me too, especially the uncertainty. How bad will it eat into my future purchasing power? Well, don't feel helpless, because solar energy can give you some financial control. By installing and owning your solar system, you can lock out electricity cost inflation by locking in your electricity price for more than 25 years. Many of our inflation-fighting clean energy systems offset 100% of the annual electricity demands. Customers frequently add electric vehicle charging and backup batteries to their solar projects, providing them inexpensive auto fuel and additional energy security for the home. Let's make 2022 the year that you freeze energy inflation in its tracks by committing to affordable, clean solar energy. Call us today at 410-923-6090 or visit us at solarsaves.net. But don't wait another minute. Sunshine's a wasted.
Sunshine, sunshine, nothing else can make me feel so fine.
When you live near Annapolis, you know how fickle the weather can be. So you need a truly local forecast that's accurate and reliable. Forecast right here in Annapolis. DCMDVA Weather is not just for today, but for the rest of the week and the weekend too. Now here's George Young of DCMDVA Weather with the weather outlook for today and beyond.
Hey everyone, this is George with DCMDVA Weather, and this is your Eye on Annapolis forecast for Tuesday, June 14th. We're still watching a line of storms this morning coming out of Ohio and southwest Pennsylvania that could bring strong to severe storms to the Annapolis region in approximately the 6 to 9 or 10 a.m. time frame, with the primary threat being potentially damaging winds, though this line currently looks a bit less organized and less severe as of 4 a.m., with the overall convective system unlikely to achieve derecho status, which is always a good thing. That being said, this system could still produce strong to severe weather this morning, so keep an eye on the sky for changing weather conditions, and stay tuned for additional updates this morning on our DCMDVA Weather app, as well as Facebook and Twitter channels on social media. As for the rest of the week and the weekend ahead, expect sunshine in mid to upper 80s on Wednesday, with temps 85 to 90 Thursday with a chance of PM showers and storms, ahead of a sunny and hot Friday, with temps in the upper 80s to mid-90s before a weekend of sunny skies and enjoyable temps with highs in the low 80s both Saturday and Sunday. Okay, that's it for today. This is George Young of DCMDVA Weather. Make it a great day out there today. Stay healthy and be safe. Be sure to follow us on Facebook and Twitter for regular updates each day, along with our website at dcmdvaweather.info, and definitely be sure to download our DCMDVA Weather app on all of your devices from either the Apple or Google App Stores, so you can always stay weather informed.
Are you an active adult or competitive athlete dealing with an injury keeping you from being at your best? Then Rehab to Perform is here to get you back to your full potential. R2P is a unique fitness-focused physical therapy company with 4 locations in Maryland. More like a training room and a personal training studio than a medical facility. R2P offers physical therapy for lower back pain, overuse injuries, post-surgery, muscle pulls, chronic pain, and more. R2P also offers rehabilitation for concussions and mild traumatic brain injuries. To learn more, visit rehabtoperform.com.
Another moving moment from Christy Neidhart of the Kristi Neidhardt Team from Northrop Realty, a Long and Foster company.
One of the most common questions we get, how do I maximize the value of my home before I sell it? It's a great question. We look at improvements like investments. what is the rate of return? For example, if we invest $5,000 in painting kitchen cabinets and installing granite, how much more will our home sell for? The answer? About $25,000 more. That's a 500% return on investment. Because of returns like this, we have started a program called Investing in You. We know cash is often tight when you're making a move, and we are here to help. We will front you up to $15,000 to invest in refreshing your home before you list it, with the agreement to be paid back once your home settles. Call us today at 410-599-1370 so we can help you maximize your home's value.
That's another moving moment from Christy Neidhart. To get in touch, call 410-295-6579 or visit kn-team.com. That's kn-team.com.
You've been listening to the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. Tell your friends and colleagues, this is the podcast where you can keep up on the latest with what's going on in Annapolis and Anne Arundel County. And don't forget about our website, eyeonannapolis.net, where you can find even more information. And make sure you follow us on Facebook at All Annapolis and on Twitter at Eye on Annapolis. This Daily News Brief podcast comes to you every Monday through Friday at 6 a.m.